For 6 years, I clawed my way up through Meridian Automotive. I'm Marcus, senior management now. Then a final round interview lands on my desk, and the name on the file burns itself into my vision. Ethan Cross. My blood crystallizes. 17 years collapse into nothing. One click confirms it. I'm 16 again, standing at that bus stop on Riverside Avenue, watching his cherry red Corvette roar past while I clutched my backpack and pretended not to exist. He was Westbrook Academy royalty. His father owned half the dealerships in the state. I had Goodwill jackets and duct tape shoes. Ethan made sure everyone understood the difference. If you've ever felt the slow poison of teenage cruelty, you know what came next. First came the accidents. Soda spilled across my only winter coat during lunch. Photos of my worn sneakers posted online with crying laughing emojis, shared 200 times before I even saw them. Then it sharpened into something surgical. I was working weekends at Henderson Library, desperate for money my mother and I needed. Ethan showed up with his crew, voices echoing off the walls, asking the circulation desk loud enough for everyone to hear if they paid charity cases and food stamps or just sympathy. I walked out that day, never went back. Couldn't look my mother in the eye when she asked why I quit. Junior year broke me completely. I'd saved for 4 months to take Riley Chun to winter formal. For months of skipped lunches and weekend shifts. Ethan fabricated text screenshots, twisted conversations, made it look like I'd asked her out on a bet, a joke for his entertainment. She confronted me in the parking lot, mascara streaking down her face, voice shaking with betrayal. She wouldn't listen, wouldn't hear my denial. That night, I sat on my bedroom floor staring at the rented tuxedo hanging on my closet door, feeling like I'd been erased. Like I was nothing. Just something for him to destroy because he was bored. Now he was here. Glass conference room. 14th floor. City skyline behind him. And I was the gatekeeper. He entered like he owned the building already. Immaculate navy suit. Rehearsed answers dripping with hollow corporate phrases. He didn't recognize me at first. Just another handshake. Another stepping stone on his guaranteed path upward. 13 minutes into his performance, I watched the recognition flicker across his face like a match, striking in darkness. His eyes widened, then snapped into a calculated smile. Wait, Westbrook High, right? Class of '08. I held his gaze. Didn't blink. That's right. Marcus. Man, we had calculus together, didn't we? Small world. Calculus together. The lie ignited something white hot in my chest. What we had was him systematically destroying everything I tried to build. Small world, I echoed. My voice could have cut steel. The interview continued on the surface. Professional. Controlled. He dropped his father's name like currency, like proof of his value. Near the end, he stood, reached across the table, gripped my shoulder like we were old friends. You look out for me here, right? We go way back. Besides, my father's dealerships could send some serious volume your way. He punctuated it with that same entitled wink I remembered. That wink that said he'd never faced a consequence in his life. That wink was the detonator. 17 years of buried rage and shame and powerlessness exploded in one crystalline second. I saw my mother's exhausted face when I told her I quit the library. I heard Riley's voice breaking in that parking lot. I felt the suffocating smallness of being 16 and powerless and invisible. The next morning, my hand was steady, unnaturally steady. I opened his evaluation form and documented everything with surgical precision. Superficial industry knowledge, over-reliance on family connections as substitute for competence, inappropriate expectations of preferential treatment based on personal relationship. Recommendation, do not hire. I clicked submit. 1 week later, Ethan Cross was rejected, except I couldn't close it. Because when you finally hold power over the person who once destroyed you, it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like standing in an empty room, waiting for something that will never come. I promised myself I would never become the kind of person who uses power to diminish others. And sitting there in that silent office, I genuinely couldn't tell if I'd just broken that promise or if I'd finally kept it. So I'm asking you, would you have done? Given him the job, the clean slate, the second chance? Or proven once and for all that you don't need his permission to exist anymore? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this story hit you somewhere deep, subscribe because there's more coming.